Our trade sits at his desk, coffee in hand. The NASDAQ charts on his screen, he's in command. He's a day trader, chasing dollars and dreams. Using ICT concepts, he's got some tricks up his sleeves. From Fibonacci retracements to volume spread analysis, Tyler knows the smart money, he's gaining an advantage. He watches the market like a hawk in the sky. With every tick and every turn, he's catching the high. Running with the smart money, kicking up dust. Tyler trades a day trader you can trust. He's dancing with the bulls, riding with the bears, making moves, taking risks, he's a millionaire. With the bulls, riding with the bears, making moves, taking risks, he's a millionaire.
Nothing is going to change unless you put your feet to the ground and say, I'm digging my heels in. I know it's going to be hard. I know I'm going to have pushback. I know it's going to be requiring me to put time into it. When all my friends are out there running around and clubbing and doing this and chasing tail and doing this and doing that and drinking and having fun on the weekends, no, I'm going to be in these charts studying. I'm going to be living my life differently. But they're still going to be out there trying to chase tail, broke as fuck, driving a beater fucking car, and ain't doing shit in their life. And you'll be able to pull down annual fucking salaries on a week. You can't even imagine where you're going to be. You can't even imagine it. Whatever you think is your level of success, it's not big enough. It's not big enough. You have no idea when you strip all these limitations that you put on yourself. You shackle yourself with your own mindset. You do it. This is all I can see myself doing right now. When you start making $100,000 a year, you start thinking to yourself, well, shit, that wasn't all that hard. I thought it was really hard. Well, now I'm going to aim for $500,000. And the attempts that you do to do that, you get there in less than half the time. And you start thinking, well, shit, they say the first $1 million is the hardest one. I'm about there. Boom, in a couple more months, and then you're there. Then you look back and say, $1 million isn't all that much money. And yeah, it took some effort, but it didn't take as much effort as I thought it was going to take. And then you start making $5 million, $10 million. 15 million, 50 million. And I know I'm talking in numbers none of you can fucking comprehend, but it is what it is, folks. It's just math. It's just math. You're compounding the efforts of what you're able to do on the smallest form. In that little cookie cutter mold that I'm going to find 5 handles in the S&P to begin with. And I'm going to let it grow till I can start doing 8 and then 10, or start with 20 in NASDAQ and work towards 30 and 40 to 50. You only got to do them a few times a week, folks. And as your equity increases, you can afford to do more contracts. That compounds, and you keep adding it more and more and more. But the level of risk is always the same. Whatever you associate in terms of your risk, I'm not going to risk more than 1%. But I can't get rich trading with 1%. Bullshit. You can get rich trading with 1/4%. You have to submit the time. None of you want to do that part, but that's the part you have to submit to. That's the first thing I submitted to when I first started trading. I had a 20-year plan. Imagine me writing a book, How to Be Successful and Retire 20 Years as a Trader. Nobody's buying that book. Now, in the 80s and the 90s, that would have been a great title because everything was around what? for you younger folks, you ain't gonna know this, but it was all mutual fund. It was when mutual funds and fidelity. Everybody was trying to get people to invest in these mutual funds, and they were projecting this is what you should do. Average is 12% return on stocks over the course of the years. You put this much money in, your money can compound. You'll have $1 million by the time you're whatever. So I was like, well, shit. If I can make 12% in a mutual fund a year, what happens if I start making 12% a month? And then what happens when I start making 12% every 2 weeks? And then what happens if I make 12% a week? And what happens if I can compound my efforts and find trades that yield 12% in the same day? Suddenly, all these big numbers that were fearful for me as even contemplating as realistic ever to reach for, they became reachable. Because I'm not increasing the level of effort in my trades. All I need is the setup. And as the equity increases in the baseline is whatever it is at the time, it's $100,000, $250,000, $500,000, $1 million account. Whatever that is, the risk percentage is never increasing. So whatever you've adopted as your model is, this is what I'm going to risk. It's going to be 1% or less. It's going to be 0.5%. It's going to be 1/4%. You're trying to tell me you're not satisfied risking 1/4% of $1 million if you have that in your trading. Okay, it's real money, not funded bullshit. It's real money, and you're able to take down a setup that yields 5 to 8 to 10 times what you're risking. Really? You don't think that that's a good living? 50 fucking grand a week? You can't get rich? Oh yeah, you're fucking great. That's rich. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You failed math. But you have to give yourself time.
Alrighty, boys and girls. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Market opening happening as we speak. Good morning, guys. Welcome. Like the stream on your way in. Making sure audio is good. One last check here. Looks good to me. And let me pull the chat box up, see who we got in here. Good morning, Raymond. Good morning, Israel. JT, Maida, good morning. Storm Scout, good to see you, man. PEJW, good morning. Real Jedi Za, morning chat, smash the like button for some average jokes, witty sarcasm, excellent trading signals. W. Tyler, thank you. Absolutely, smash that like button for me, boys. Good morning, JT. Soft trades, you said you lost one trade already? Yeah, that happens. I'm not gonna lie, boys. I see obviously some like ICT traders out in the ether of the internet. And you see a lot of times like they'll take trades like right, pre-market and then like right at market open. And I'm just like, I won't lie. Sometimes I'm a little envious. I'm just like, dude, every time I've ever traded pre-market or right at opening bell, I absolutely get shat upon. So yeah, that's never really been my forte. What's up, Nick? Robertas, good morning. Yeah, the ICT cycle laugh. We're all familiar with that one. Ryan Banks, good morning. Zach, good morning. Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday. And for all those who celebrate, we've got XRP above $3.30. I think 340 is the all-time high. History. All right, so diving into markets today. Obviously, we're past CPI and PPI now for the week. We got unemployment and retail claims earlier this morning. And that is it for today. And looking at charts, let's go ahead and do this, shall we? Looking at ES and NQ here side by side. Here on the daily time frame, we did get the inversion on the daily chart that we were mentioning yesterday. So both ES and NQ, no problem whatsoever. Disrespecting this daily inefficiency, closing above, which signifies to me that we are indeed bullish. So that weekly perspective of the previous weekly candle being swept and then closing back into the range Absolute beauty. And so far as of today, obviously we're taking previous day high. You can see price as of right now trading back down into this range. You know, I would be anticipating obviously something of this nature, boys. Overall, let's go to the 4-hour. Here's our 4-hour chart. Price currently trading down from this 4-hour inefficiency right here. I do want to see this be rather short-lived, but definitely would like to see manipulation of some lows here for sure. Got these 1-hour lows here and here. I guess if we were to mark up the whole range, it's probably bigger than expected here. Swing low, swing high. We got equilibrium down here inside of this fair value gap on the 4-hour. I just don't expect, if anything, on this daily time frame. Here's what I'm anticipating. What I'm anticipating is that this doesn't fully rebalance and that we end up leaving a fair value gap in here, which would then turn into a BPR. So that's what I'm anticipating here on the daily, which is why I say I would like to see this retracement be rather like more short-lived and not just full-blown reverse. So that's what I'd like to see is retracement in here, end up leaving some open space here on this previous daily candle. But obviously interested in what we do after sweeping out a low here. So I'm going to mark these out here on the hourlies between ES and NQ. Obviously, we're in a 1-hour inefficiency here on this range in OT of this price leg. Let's go with the 15. This is so fucked. Another little leg below London low here with an SMT. So right now ES and NQ diverging in structure, lower low NQ, higher low ES. See if that holds. I'll keep the 5-minute here and we'll go back here to our normally scheduled programming. New day opening gap down here right at New York midnight as well. So I have that marked out from yesterday. And besides that, boys and girls, that's about all I got. Building up some nice trendline liquidity here on NASDAQ. Trading down from previous new week opening gap. So definitely feeling bullish. And we'll try to find some longs. And by we, I mean me. But good morning, guys. I'm good, Google. How are you? Google, was your name George? I want to say your name was George. Good morning, Master. Good morning, ICT Silver Bullet. Your draw on liquidity got hit. Just got hit. Oh, were you? You must have been going short soft trades from the sounds of it then. Rita says, would like a huge drop now. SMT in the macros for buys. Yeah, we got SMT right now. We'll see if that can hold up. We got ES kind of obviously getting pulled lower here at the moment, but yeah, I'm all on board for longs here going into AM session. We'll see if we get it or not. Send the trade in the Discord. Yeah, go for it. Pass your 100K Top Step account. Nice, Nick. Congratulations. Congratulations. Drop into a 1 minute chart here. So what do we got here? 39. So we got like 10 minutes until silver bullet macro. I'll do a little poll in the chat here, see what you guys are feeling. I imagine we're all kind of feeling similarly. But you never know. Any advice for you? Yeah, just keep doing what got you past your funded. I mean, obviously, sometimes I'm tentative to say that, just knowing how some people pass funded accounts. Obviously, we all know that there's some people out there that just gamble their way into a funded account, and obviously, that's not going to be sustainable. But assuming that you passed your funded account with some great risk management, great discipline, and not gambling, then yeah, just keep doing exactly what you did that got you past. If anything, you could size down a little bit as well. Divide your drawdown a little bit more, risk a little bit less per trade. So that way you can, afford yourself more grace for mistakes. But yeah, that'd be it, man. Nothing real fancy. The game really doesn't change other than it's more real. You have been busy with immigration to Canada? George, where were you from before? You have to remind me. Immigration to Canada? Why Canada? Don't tell me Joe Biden won't let you in here. That guy's something else. I tell you what, once that election's over, that guy's like, all right, no more immigrants. Always do great on combines, then choke on funded accounts. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely obviously different, right? Because you have the pressure, so to speak, of it being more real, even though it's still technically sim. I don't know if I have any great advice for that, other than you kind of just get used to it, but it's definitely a real thing for sure. But really at the end of the day, like the way that I feel like you should think about it is, you pay, let's say it's well, in this example, I guess it was like a 100K account, right? So you paid $99 for the account, right? So you did have some skin in the game, even when it was just a combine, right? So it ain't like it was a complete demo. You still have a little skin in the game, $99, and then you pass to activate it. You paid $149, right? Which would be just like buying a 150K combine. The only difference is now you could potentially make money, right? So, that's what, I don't know if it'll help you at all, but just kind of looking at it as like, yep, here's another 150K combine, just with way more upside. Or yeah, another 150K combine with more upside. I mean, otherwise, yeah. I'll tell you what, it's definitely, like, before I ever did any prop trading really wasn't like popular when I first got into trading. So I don't know, maybe it was like a little bit easier because it's definitely a different psyche going from prop, even if it's an XFA, going from like a funded account into like your legit, let's say you have 10 grand in a personal funds live account. trading that definitely feels much different, you know, because the money is 100% real. You know, at every decision you make, you're literally like, that's when you actually start really, I feel like, being affected more by the P&L, because, you know, it's all yours. You could take it out at any moment. And it's like when you lose $500 on a funded account or on a combine, you don't really care because it wasn't real anyway. But when it's live, it's like, well, now you start counting like, well, that could have paid for this, I could have paid for that. Oh shit, I just lost my rent or mortgage payment today. You know, and it kind of helps a little bit with the tilt. The problem is like most people with personal live funded accounts, they still really don't put in like, you know, they'll put in like $500, $1,000, something like that, where it's like, man, people will blow through a couple grand on combines just as fast, you know. But like, let's say, you know, you actually had a chunk where it's like, man, I can afford to lose it, but it would really, really hurt if I did lose it. Kind of just forces you to be a lot more sensible. But yeah, well, that's the psychology of these markets, boys. It's a crazy phenomenon. I have a video about that as well, Nick, but my rule of thumb is just get it to above the buffer. So if you're a 100K account, the buffer is 3K. So like your goal is to get above that, and then anything above that is pretty much gravy. Like there is no wrong answer. I mean, there's never a wrong answer. You don't even have to listen to this. That's just what I like to do. Get above the buffer, and then, you know, anything above that, like start, you know, taking your payouts with. But like definitely take the money when it's there. Prop firms definitely want you to like keep getting stuck in this feeling of like, I need to scale it, I need to scale it, I need to scale it. It's like, no, dude, it's like, you're up a few grand, whatever, it's like, take the money. But I still like keeping that buffer there, obviously, just because you still want to give yourself room. The problem is when you, like, let's say you're up 3K and then you take out half. Well, now you only got 1,500 of drawdown left. So you're kind of strapped. All right, trading down to New York midnight here on NQ. That SMT at these lows did go away, by the way. ES just took that low. Trading down to New Day opening gap. New York midnight. Let me check opening range gap. So opening range gap. We actually did a pretty big gap. We're closing it up right now. Bada bing, bada boom. 120 points. So that's like right on that threshold of could be either or. But gap fill. Gap fill. I like this push down. We're getting into the macro here in a few minutes as well. Someone said, surprised I didn't take the inversion. I'm not sure what inversion you're talking about. This one right here? Possibly. Is this, well, this is first presentation right here. First presentation fair value gap is this candle. But yeah, the reason I didn't take the inversion, I'm not particularly bearish. I mean, I do want to see price, you know, kind of sell off here a little bit. But I want to see this be manipulation to then continue distributing up. Like, it would be kind of fucked if like we rebalanced and sold off the entire move yesterday. That, I don't know, that would just be so ugly on the daily chart. That daily price action would look horrendous if we do that. Not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying I would prefer to not see that happen. You feel me? We are approaching these lows. ES, we have SMT once again. ES is taking out this low here. NQ, obviously not yet. So we do have an SMT at the lows here again. Between these two, manipulating a low, perfect. This is exactly what you want to see. if we're waiting for possible bullish scenarios here. So this is good. This is good. Yeah, ES looks heavier. Macro incoming here in a couple of minutes. Perfect. Perfecto. If I had bigger, you know what? I don't know how many people have the cojones to try turtle souping what we're doing right now. Your stop would go obviously below that hourly swing low where the SMT would fail, but I don't know if I got the cojones for that. We are 30 points from that low. It could be done. I'm gonna try that, boys, on a Top Step X Combine account. Okay, I'm gonna take an entry. It is Combine. I want to make that clear because it takes this is risky. But I'm gonna put my stop below that hourly low, because that would be where the SMT would fail. But yeah, I'm not gonna do this on X. I'm not gonna do this on XFA. I'll wait for like more confirmation first, but. It's 30 points, so the stop is reasonable. I'm risking $1,000. Of the account. We'll see. If it's wrong, it'll be wrong fast, I think. But if this starts reacting up, that's where I'm going to start looking for entries here on the 1 minute. Macro starting. Right at New York midnight here and New Day opening gap. Someone said close above the last down candle. So you're looking for that 1 minute change in the state, which you just got there. See if we can leave an inefficiency behind here. And then I'll take an entry here as well. But yeah, so far so good on this turtle soup entry up here. Hopefully it's not one of those moves that just goes straight up. Okay, it did get me in. That was like nick. Literally just nicked that fair value gap right at the close there. All right, well, I'm in here, guys. I'm going to just take it up to this recent high here. This is 92 points. See if this can hold or not. If this gets stopped out, I will still be holding that first position with stop at 352.5. But I would think that if this fails, I feel like we go lower. Macro, bullish SMT. New day opening gap, New York midnight. Let's run it. Someone said no. No. Hitting New York midnight again. It owes us a good day today after fucking CPI yesterday. That was bullshit. You know what I mean? Oh. Well, boys, we got the dog out in time yesterday. That's the good news. He definitely had to poop. I'm not getting the greatest respect. I'm going to hold this and let it hit the low, but not the greatest reaction from this fair value gap at the moment. Back into new day opening gap. Stops at the low, so all of these would be failing, right? So here's your 1 minute change in the state here. Bullish fair value gap, New York midnight. We'd be flipping New York midnight and flipping this new day opening gap for this trade to fail. So that would be my 3 PD arrays that would fail for my stop to be hit. And the SMT, so you could say 4. Yes, we have relative equal lows on NQ, but ES ran that low out, so I want to see that SMT hold, being bullish overall. But yeah, obviously if that SMT fails, we're likely going lower. I just hope it's not going to end up being like just crappy price on the daily chart. Oh my God. I don't even know what I'll do. If it is, I'll probably just take Friday off if it is. Like, I'll have fucking no clue what we're doing. But yeah, this is that turtle soup entry I took on this combine. Stop is down here at 352.5, where the SMT is. So waited for more confirmation before I entered here, which was this here. So we're all right. We're just chopping around in this fair value gap. So it's slow playing us. We got a new hourly coming in here in 2 minutes. Kind of in and out of drawdown with this. But looking at the poll, yeah, it looks like the majority of the chat is bullish. Maybe that's a bad sign. New hourly candle, 1 minute. Well, looks like the end is near. Cheers. Just gonna let it hit my stop. Here's the look at the structure here where the SMT lies. So we'll see if this whole thing gets fucking blown up. But I don't know. I'm not mad at this trade. So it got stopped out. Yeah, the whole fucking thing got blown out. Bitch. Well, new hourly candle opened up and said, get fucked. Well, we'll reload and we'll see what we see after this, I guess. I don't know. All of these bullish PD arrays starting to fail. Just swept these lows, but now we don't have SMT. Makes a guy think that we are going to retrace pretty deep. I don't want to fucking flip bearish, dude. I don't want to do it. Really darned. I mean, we don't even have SMT at these highs. But if your logic is, I mean, your logic isn't wrong. Like if you're somebody that's looking at price like this, if you're looking at price like this, I mean, your logic isn't wrong. You know, wanting to see more movement down into here. This imbalance from yesterday. But I just think like on this daily, if we really retraced a lot, this is gonna be so nasty. So I don't want to see a lot. I actually want to see this be left open. Yeah. Minus 740. The trend is your friend until it ain't. Don't tell me you just manipulated with the new hourly and then we rip. That'd be fucked. What? Holy shit, pal. I'm just gonna fucking YOLO back into this thing. Call this a revenge trade if you want. I don't care. I'm retrying this. If this funded account is destined to be fucked, but that's why I'm not copy trading. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying this again. That's crazy. Come on, NQ. Go just fucking ruin my day. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's some wild stuff. Anyway, enjoy the shit show. Good morning, Niga. Bro, have you been profitable overall? No, I have actually never won a trade. I'm still hunting my first win ever. I actually am hunting my first, like, true winning trade for this week. I have lost all week. This week has just been absolute ass for me. After a decent week last week, but yeah, I'm retrying this. I don't know. I'm staying stubborn with this at this point. Perhaps to my own downfall, but what can I say? No, you don't pay a monthly fee after passing. Honestly, guys, if this trade loses, I'm probably just gonna get off. Cause I'm feeling tilty after this week. And I don't want to go on tilt. I'll hop off before I absolutely tilt this account into smithereens if this fails. Maybe I'll still hang out for a little bit and chat, but maybe hang out and troll the comments in the chat, because the comments in the chat I'm sure will be fantastic. But I've lost every trade this week, or got stopped at break even, and I might just have to wrap it up before it gets too ugly. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll try this again here. Inversion fair value gap here with the new hourly. Still in the macro. Obviously, if the trade fails, we're going lower, which is not at all what I expected today anyway, so I wouldn't see a reason to stay here. I'll just go to the gym early and put far more weight on the rack than I know I can handle and get under it without stretching. And if you guys don't see me next week, then that's what happened. You feel me? Yeah. Is everything just selling off? Crypto as well? A little bit. Not too much. Yeah, last week was good. With that loss that I just had, I successfully gave back all my profit from last week, which is unfortunate. Definitely unfortunate. But yeah, it has been a frustrating week for me. No, I'm not taking my profits. Nope, this is going to deliver for me or I'm going to get stopped up. that's what's going to happen. Because I like this possibility, boys. See if we can get a good close on the 5-minute. That would be nice. I'm going to be a little nervous if we don't get this close above these bodies, to tell you the truth. Because we're trading into a 15-minute imbalance here. So if we go lower, it's about that time, you know what I'm saying? Like if we're really gonna reach for this, if we're gonna reach for like this fair value gap here on the 4-hour, oh my god, I'm so cooked. But I'll just call it a day at that point, dude. Like, this is not what I wanted to see. Lick my wounds. Got a decent close here on the 5, so we'll see if this can carry through. Macro ending right now. No, Diablo. I'm just trading NQ now. I don't trade Forex or crypto. I mean, I hold crypto, but no, I'm not trading it. I do not trade crypto. I used to. But yeah, I would say obviously if this trade does fail, that's where we're going. We're going to that 4-hour fair value gap in discount. So for anybody that's short bias, that's where I'd be looking. But yeah. Kind of a bummer of a week for me. Yep, there is a 15-minute Sibby that I pointed out. Yep, you're right. But yeah, it'll be boomer bust for this for me. You're tilted? Yeah, if I try to trade, like if this loses and I try to keep trading, I'll go on tilt. I absolutely know I will. And then this account will be fucking gone. I mean, there's a chance I could save it, but I'm not going to risk that. Yeah, I'll try to practice what I preach. But yeah, don't get me wrong, it's tough. It's tough. You know, you come into the new year, you do so well last week, and then it's like this week is just the complete opposite. And it's like all those good vibes of the new year are totally gone after that. It's like, all right, we're back at war with this fucking market. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what I can say other than it's disappointing. Try to learn and get better from it. I don't know. You know? But hey, there's no good stories without any adversity, right? It's just me or trading been tough this week, feeling a bit demotivated. It's been tough for me. CPI yesterday was like so disappointing just because that's usually like my best. Like I love CPI. That was not the best for me yesterday, and like today it's kind of giving the vibe of like, oh yeah, it's gonna literally do the one thing you didn't want to see price do. And taking 2 L's on top of that. You just got to know when to hold them and when to fold them, and I definitely need to fold them if that's the case. And I'll probably take tomorrow off too if this fails, because I just need a reset. Bro, what is your expectation for the day? Are you trading in that direction? Yes. Is the price showing what it's confirming what your bias is? It's only second week of the year. Still a lot of time. Keep it up. Aw. Thanks, ICT. ICT. But yeah, my bias was bullish after we manipulated the lows. Given how we closed on the daily yesterday, and then not wanting to see price. I wanted to see price leave the imbalance open on the daily for yesterday's candle. Which is why I took 2 stabs long here. It's just I'm disappointed that the first trade lost, if I'm being honest. Just because we had more confluence with that first entry than this one. Which is why I said I'm stubbornly sticking with this trade and getting back in. Because I actually feel like there's less confluence with this, but like seeing, when we take that low and then this very next move comes right back up, we get right back above midnight, back above new day opening gap, inversion here. I'm just like, you know what? I'll try it again. Wanting to see this hold, and if it doesn't hold, I'm just cooked. But I see, like, I understand. I just want to make that clear. Like, it's not like you can't find logic in a move down, right? So I want to make that clear. But you also could have found logic in a move down yesterday after CPI, and it just didn't happen, so. Logic and me haven't gotten along this week. Tell you what, ever since the Packers got fucked in the playoffs, I've just been a mess. JK LOL. Oh, you're not alone, soft trades. I'm glad to hear I'm not alone. I'll tell you what, if you're in my seat, taking L after L this week on stream, and then you read the YouTube chat from my perspective, I would think I'm all by myself. Wow. The YouTube live chat is like 100% trading, and I'm just the only one that sucks, apparently. From my point of view. Lots. He's been taking back shots from the market. Yeah, but the good news about us boys is never give up, never what? I can't hear you. Never give up, never what? Never surrender. I want to trail my stop below this low here. This is a pretty big stop loss. So I'd like to trim some of that off. I want to just give this some room to get away. I mean, the reality is if we do trade to this low, I think the whole thing's probably fucked. 356. So I did trim stop just now a little bit to here. But the way this thing's moving, your guess is as good as mine. I thought last week was decent, Muhammad. Like I did well. I didn't really trade much before that. And then yeah, dude, this week has just been really bad. And like, you know, part of it certainly is on me in just a couple poor decisions. I won't even say a couple. I think maybe I made one poor decision, like in hindsight. I'm like, you know, should have taken that. But other than that, yeah, I feel like I've been pretty steadfast in what I normally look for and do, and kind of viewing the market a certain way with finding that draw, what's most likely, blah blah blah, and that's why I say like me and Logic haven't gotten along this week really. The good news is though, so like if I take into last week, so that last loss that I took ate up my profit from last week. If this trade loses, I'll be like red in total between last week and this week. I'll be red by whatever this amount is, maybe a smidge more, a couple $100. So this stop loss is worth exactly 805. So we'll just call it an even 1,000. I'll be down for the last 2 weeks in total. Not ideal, but it feels worse than that this week. You feel me? Feels worse than that for me. Tyler, man, any advice? I've had a rough 3 weeks trading. My accounts are doing horrible. I need advice on how to get out of 4% drawdown on both of my accounts. 4% drawdown? I take it that means you're not trading prop, because that would be, well, futures prop, because you'd be account blown at 4%. If you're on live accounts, you're down 4%. On FTMO, okay. So what is the rule on FTMO? Is it like 8%? It's bigger, right? the biggest questions you got to ask yourself when things are going bad, there's a difference. Like, it's so easy to think just because you're losing, like, that you are doing everything ass backwards and like just totally wrong. That's not always the case. Like, you can take a good trade that's a loss. You can take a bad trade that's a win. So the real reflection, and this has to come in like your journaling process, or just like you reflect over the market after a session or after a day's done or whatever, and it's like, you got to just ask yourself, like, okay, the decision you made, was there logic in it? Or was it emotion, right? Did you follow your plan or did you not follow your plan, right? It's kind of like I don't know, a checkbox, if you will, of like a to-do list of things that you did or didn't do while you were trading. And to me, if you followed your plan, if you decided that if you didn't make a decision purely out of emotion, there was logic in your trade idea, you followed whatever your strategy, whatever your edge is, and you just executed and let the results be what they were, well, I think you did your job, right? And I'm not saying that there's nothing that you can take away from. There's always a lesson to be learned in whatever it is, but I think maybe it's important to like journal maybe the smaller details that you might not be concerned about. Like someone mentioned in the chat, inauguration coming up. You know, I'm not going to blame inauguration, but it's definitely a factor of world events that are happening, right? So it's like you can take that into consideration, and your next inauguration that you have to worry about will be in 4 years. But my advice, if you're in 4% drawdown, you know, honestly, it's a prop account, so I wouldn't tell you to lower your size. That's why I asked if it was live. If it was a live account and you're kind of on a losing streak, I would say lower your size until you kind of get back in the groove, so to speak. But since it's a prop account, dude, and it's not like your actual funded account, just keep following your model, keep following your plan. If you blow the account, you blow the account. Like, that might not be the most inspiring advice you've ever heard, but I'm just kind of going off the top here of how I would view it. You got to think. I was thinking about this the other day too with prop accounts. It's like, bro, your margin for error is actually so small. I mean, bro, if you start a prop account right at the beginning of a losing streak, you're gonna lose the account. It almost doesn't matter what your risk management plan is. Like, if you start your challenge right at the beginning, or if you even start your XFA right at the beginning of what happens to be a losing streak for you, the account's most likely going to be gone, because you just don't have room for that much. You just don't have that much room for error. It is what it is. Like, you almost have to build yourself that cushion, which is why, like, on the XFA, it's so important to get above that buffer and stay above that buffer, because you got the trailing drawdown. It follows you up, and it's like, yeah, you can make 3% on the account, but you still only have 3% for your first 3% gain, right? So you still got to be really cautious, really careful. But it is what it is. Yeah, it's like, if you start a combine, you start an XFA, you got 3% margin, and you just go on a fucking losing streak all week, the account's likely gone, or very close. It just is what it is. And that's why props are so profitable, because that is the truth. All right? And then just don't view it as anything more than what it is. What is it? It's a losing streak. Do losing streaks happen? Yes. Is it going to feel more catastrophic on a prop account? Yes. Why? Because the margin for error is so small. You lose 3%, account blown. Let's be honest. Losing 3%, like, let's just say you had 100K of your own capital. Is losing 3% the end of the world? No. If you hold one Bitcoin goes from 100K to 97K. Is that the end of the world? No. Are you just the most dog shit trader known to man? No. But it feels catastrophic because, you know, you view it as like, oh, I blew my account. So it's never as bad as you think it is. It's never as good as you think it is. That's why Even when it's frustrating or even when things are going good, you just got to try to stay as even keel as you possibly can. Stay neutral, never too high, never too low. Easier said than done, but wait, what? Mistakenly, I request payout with Wise. Unfortunately, Wise does not operate in my currency. Will that money go back to Top Step? I have no idea. I mean, I wouldn't. I'm sure there's some sort of solution for that, but I'm not sure. Push car. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just reach out to Top Step, see what they say. If it really won't work, I'm assuming they would like deny the payout and then say maybe it gets flagged on their end. I'm not sure how that works. And to Nika's point, she says, I feel like funded builds you up to become a sharp trader. It definitely puts risk management into a more focused perspective for sure. Because when you're trading live accounts, you're not really worried about, like, you lose 3%. You know, you're not looking at it like account blown, because it isn't. You're just like, all right, well, I'm down 3%. You know, and same is true like when you make 3% on the account and then you go back to where you started. That would be also a blown account in the prop world. It's not a blown account. You're just at break even. You know, but it's harder. There's no doubt about it. The upside's greater though. That's the thing. The upside's greater, so it makes it worth the challenge. But it is absolutely a challenge. Make no mistake about it. It's tough. It's not easy. There's a reason. There's a reason prop firms make so much money. There's no question about it. Even the best traders that you and I all know have blown. They've blown more combines and funded accounts than you've probably ever purchased. But when you get that winning streak in confluence with your funded account, it sure pays well. And like I said, it makes it worth it. Because it's not hard to, like, just do the math. Like, if you spent, let's say it took you 5, well, I'm just trying to do the math here in my head quick. Like, let's say you did 150K accounts, you know, 10 150K accounts. Well, no, let's just do 5, because you can only do 5 with Top Step. 5 150K accounts. You're looking at, with activation fees, let's just assume you passed all of them. With activation fees, so what you're talking about, $1,500. So think about that. 5 accounts, assuming you passed all of them and had to pay an activation fee on them, which probably that's a whole nother probability conversation. But like, let's say you even pass like a few of them or 2 of them or whatever. But the point is, let's say max out the cost. The cost would be $1,500 out the window for the combine and for the activation. So when you think about that, you know, can you get on one funded account? On one funded account, can you make enough profit to offset that $1,500? Right? It sounds a lot more within reach to be profitable, does it not? When you put it like that, and you really see like, I guess again like the upside, right? And how little skin you have in the game when it's prop and the upside associated with that. But yeah, man, it's tough. It's an emotional toll for every trade win or loss, every account blown or succeeded. Yeah, there's a 149 activation fee to activate the funded. It was looking good here until that last candle wick down and closed like that. This is going right for my stop loss. Absolutely. Almost no doubt about it. I'd bet the farm on it. I don't have a farm, but if I had one, I'd bet it on it. Absolutely. Absolutely. SMT says Mothful. What time is it? 10:30? This is painful. No, I don't really see the point in cutting the trade here. I'll cut the trade and then 5 seconds later it'll fly. Like, my risk reward at this point. Like, if I already held it to this close to my stop loss, what's the point? Yay. Save yourself 2 points. Well, boys, I know how the YouTube live chat sounds like they're doing. How are the other YouTube streamers doing today? I know how some of you guys are. You got fucking 4 tabs pulled up and every live stream pulled up at the same time. Is that tough, by the way? That's got to be tough. And how do you guys decide to, like, how do you guys decide who you listen to? Like, you got, like, you mute one and then you turn the volume up on the other one, and then this person's talking about a trade, so then you mute the other one and go back. It's like, is that what you guys do? I only know that happens because if I got stopped up, by the way. If you ever like look at the chat, you'll see common names. Like, if you ever go watch anybody else's stream at any point in time. So I assume that that's going on, but you have TJR open? Oh God. Yo, somebody fill me in on the 1-of-1 rug pull. Somebody mentioned that. OMFX. I think you mentioned that yesterday. So what's going on with that? I'm not gonna lie, the length of time I was in chop on this trade made me feel less tilty. But I'm still gonna be done for the day. Yeah, I'm absolutely disgusted with price. And yeah, I'm down between the last 2 weeks now. I'm down about $1,000. Well, no, less than that, I think, because I trimmed. No, it was 1,000. It was 800 here. So yeah, this week ate up all of my 2025 progress. Fuck me. Oh no. Abeidullah Arif. I can't tell if he's trolling or if he actually is believing what he's saying about TGR being the GOAT. He's a great marketer. I'll give him that. I mean, if you're impressed by lying as a marketing strategy, I guess. I guess when you put it that way, maybe it's not so impressive. It'd be pretty easy for anyone to use unregulated brokers to fake all their results, sell a Discord and or mentorship to 15-year-old kids, make millions of dollars, start a prop firm, make millions of dollars more. And by that point, you're off and running. So his partner sent the money to a different crypto wallet and back to one of one wallet. So on payout junction, look at this shit, boys. Look at this shit. Damn, if you didn't move that stop loss, right? Yeah, typical. I'll show you guys a 5-minute. Look at this shit. That was like part of the reason. I have the 5-minute chart up here, by the way. You know, I'm like viewing it like, okay, 5-minute stop or 5-minute wick. We hit 50% here. And then that's why I moved the stop up there. I'm like, dude, come on. Then we trade all the way back up here. Got to close back above here. That was when I moved my stop. I moved my stop up when we did this. And wee! Oh my god, guys. Yeah, dude. I don't know. Not a good week for me. Not a good week. Market got me. Market got me. Good news though. Nothing is blown. Stepping away before tilt makes its way into my you-know-what. But yeah, disappointing. And sorry to disappoint you folks, but welcome to real life, I guess. Wolf, I think I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna try to hit double my PR today. First set. If I show up on stream next time looking like Stephen Hawking. You'll know. I didn't get it up. Just think, boys, all we had to do was take this week off. No, I'm just kidding. I used to think like that though. I used to get up, you know, lose a couple trades right away at opening bell because I used to trade US 30 right at open. And then I just sit there fucking angry for an hour. Like, if I just would have not traded today. Pellin goes, I went on tilt. Oh god, no. No, don't do it for me. I try to verbally tell you guys like when I feel like I'm close to going on tilt. And then I don't go on tilt. I'm hoping that is like sets a good example for some people. Like, I definitely don't have an interest. Believe me, boys. I don't have an interest ever at blowing an account myself, and I don't have any interest in encouraging other people to do that. We just know that it happens. But I just want to make that abundantly clear. All I know is the setback, or wait. How's the saying go? The comeback is always bigger than the setback, boys. Yeah, the cool thing about it, even though I've gotten my ass handed to me this week, and it ate up my progress from last week, and now I'm a little in drawdown, I just got to keep in perspective, like, I'm one winning trade away from being right back in green. But it sure sucks when you're in the process, ain't it? Oof. Last day before your payout? Yeah, that's tough. Enroll to MMA class. It's going to be funny if you have losing streak and then win train. Yeah, I'd hate to be that guy. You're going to crash out. You don't check the 3 minute. I've just been ignoring it. But, like, the reason I don't put much stock into that stuff is because, dude, you could literally do, like, what you say, OMFX, check the 3 minute fair value gap, trust. It's like, bro, there could be a comment of that nature every single candle. Like, no matter what the bias is, no matter what the direction trying to be traded is, it's like, check the 15 minute, bro, trust. Check the 1 hour, bro, trust. Check the 1 minute, bro, trust. Check the 15 second, bro, trust. Like, you see what I'm saying? There's, like, depending on the time frame you're looking at and depending on your bias and strategy and blah, 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 like, there's literally 8 million ways somebody could be viewing this market at the moment. But I did see your comment on MFX. I didn't mean to ignore you. I was just ignoring that specific one. Any trades taken today, brother? Yes, Oscar. I took 2 longs, both of which are now done and over with. First one, full stop out. Second one, trimmed my risk and then got stopped out. But yeah, 2 L's trying too long. Essentially from the sweep of, well, the first long was we swept this low on ES, forming an SMT going into the first macro. So I tried the long there on the 1 minute. Ended up 10 a.m. came around, wicked down to this low as well, taking away that SMT. But then we displaced right back up above new day opening gap and midnight open, and I tried essentially the same setup again from this 1 minute inversion. And we've just been literally chopping, going sideways ever since, which is super annoying. Like, even like if I'm gonna get stopped out, just go completely the other direction, you know? But like at least do it like clean. So I don't know, man. Like, looking here, 4 hour. I just think if we were gonna make that move higher, I feel like it would have and should have happened already. And I just can't help but think that this is likely, or I don't know, just as likely to make the move down here at this point. But yeah, man, I would say, like, you know, looking at this 1 minute and looking at this chop in here, like the 5 minutes, this is all barcode. If anybody was trying to trade either direction in here during this period of time, you got chopped out. It didn't, you know, so it wasn't necessarily like, oh, bias was wrong or right. It was like, it really didn't matter if you were trading in here at all. Like, you're probably not feeling too hot, you know? But yeah, I would expect delivery, honestly, more than likely at this point, down to 250, 246 liquidity level. It's just kind of an anticipation at this point. That's really all it is. But yeah, man, like looking at this daily. So, oops. My I guess my thesis could still hold water going into tomorrow, you know, like I said at the beginning of the session. The reason that I was feeling more bullish was because I was wanting, like, I want to see this be left open. Eventually, I don't know how big it'll be, but like I want to see this be left open, end up being a BPR. So like if today really doesn't move at all, and then this ends up kind of just being like a doji candle like this, like that thesis still plays out, but just really choppy in the middle. And then yeah, going into tomorrow, yeah. Let me see how today plays out, boys. I might stream tomorrow. I might not. I definitely feel like I need a little bit of a reset after this week. Is what it is, but yeah, looking at the news calendar. Oops. Shit. Only medium impact tomorrow. And then next week, is this Martin Luther King Day? Yep. January 20th, and then as well as the inauguration is it early close, Martin Luther King? I don't remember. I think Top Step sent out an email, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, here we go. Yeah, okay. So it is early close on Monday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So yeah, even going into next week, Monday no streaming, and then WEF, World Economic Forum, all week. Unemployment Thursday. Yo. But these are the kind of the things that maybe there's definitely a lot of traders out there that will say like you could take all of January off if you wanted. And yeah, maybe temper expectations going into next week as well. And then like obviously inaugurations on Monday, so I'm pessimistic. You know, I think regardless of who gets inaugurated, I kind of just feel like I feel like markets will take a dip. Oh man. Look at these monthly look at these just monthly candles, dude. This is July, August, September, October. November was obviously bullish AF, and then December stayed bullish, and then we came all the way back into the range, and then so far in January, we've taken out December's low, and we've kind of just been, like if this, we got half the month left, but strange a little strange if like this whole monthly candle ends up staying in this range, I would say. Kind of just makes for a more problematic bias, price delivery, because we're just range bound. aka generating liquidity. Yeah. I don't know, boys. I'm kind of just sifting around at this point, seeing what everything is looking like and trying to cope with market kicking my ass. So, let's see here. Any last thoughts, comments, concerns before we hop off for the day? I might go to the gym and come back and just take a peek and see if like things open up at all for PM session. But yeah, that might be all it is just a little peek, maybe tape read or something. I don't know. Somehow I'm gonna be bearish on that day too. Monthly candle range theory. It takes a month or so after inauguration to get things moving normal. Too many unknowns with policy changes for the market to act normal. Yeah, there's definitely, I think I don't know if the tweet was real or not, but I saw a tweet that he has like over 100 executive actions like already ready to go from day one. So I think there will be a lot of, big headlines, and I think there'll be a lot of, I actually think there'll be a lot just injection of volatility into the market, starting next week. For sure. So P&L for today. Just under 1,400. Down. And then on the combine that I traded, that's down 1,100 from that one trade. So as far as being live tomorrow, I kind of just want to see. I'm not going to say yes or no. I did say earlier that I just, felt so disappointed in how this week went for me that I felt like maybe I needed to reset and just take tomorrow off. What I'll do is whether it be on Twitter or on YouTube community tab, I'll post an update. And then obviously if I have the stream, if I am going to stream tomorrow, I'll have the stream scheduled tonight. So if you see a scheduled stream in the morning tomorrow, that means I'm streaming. If you don't see one, that means I'm probably not streaming. But I kind of just want to give it the day. I want to see how this day finishes off. Let's check the weekly candle here. The question that you want to try to ask yourself, and this is kind of a tricky question for this week, I would say, you always want to ask yourself, and if you trade Friday, it's like, has the objective for the week been met, right? And if the objective for the week has been met, then that's a good time to take off. The problem really, like if you're looking at this weekly outlook and this weekly candle, it's like, well, where's the objective, right? Are we really going to expand? Like, is this weekly candle really going to expand to previous weekly high? I think maybe it could on ES. I think it would be a stretch for NQ to do that though. It would literally have to double its current weekly range. Not quite double, but it would close. It would have to move a lot in one day relative to every other day this week. But I could maybe see ES having the strength to do that. Again, kind of just depending on how the day closes. So, right. So, yeah, I want to see how the day closes. I want to see, like, do we leave that gap open that I mentioned? And yeah, if I think it looks like I can form or frame like a bias, then yeah, I'll probably stream. But like if I'm gonna be lost in the woods, I'm just gonna sit back. All right. So, Tyler's a puppet 6. Have you taken anything? Yes, dude. We caught the tippity top and got out at the very bottom. Can't believe you didn't catch that. Yeah, this was our trade. Started the stream super early. And yeah, ended up bottom ticking the TP here. Tyler is a puppet 6. Easy 10R. I don't know who else is doing this. Nobody does it like me, so. All right, guys. Enjoy your Thursday. And yeah, maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow. But it's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. I'll see you guys possibly tomorrow. If not, I'll see you next week.
Our trade sits at his desk, coffee in hand. The NASDAQ chart's on his screen, he's in command. He's a day trader, chasing dollars and dreams. Using ICT concepts, he's got some tricks up his sleeves. From Fibonacci retracements to volume spread analysis, Tyler knows the smart money, he's gaining an advantage. He watches the market like a hawk in the sky. With every tick and every turn, he's catching the high. Running with the smart money, kicking up dust. Tyler trades a day trader you can trust. He's dancing with the bulls, riding with the bears, making moves, taking risks, he's a millionaire. With the bulls, riding with the bears, making moves, taking risks, he's a millionaire.